So there's a creator's video on here, or there's a creator on here that made a video, and I really want to share it, reshare it, and reiterate it because I don't really think a lot of Black women really understand how systematic racism is everywhere. Like, it's everywhere. I'm going to be using a individual as she is a known TikToker. I'm going to be using her as an example, but I'm going to first share this woman's story before I even do that. So I was scrolling on TikTok and I was scrolling past TikTok videos and I seen a video, right? And it was of this beautiful young Black mother, right? She was sharing her story, her experience with giving birth in a hospital where there were predominantly white nurses, female nurses, right? And it hit home in so many different ways because I don't know how many sons she has, but I know she said that she had just given birth to her first daughter, but she had also given birth to other sons or to sons prior. Now, I'm a mom and I have two boys, right? But this mother basically said that she had to deliver her daughter at 1 pound. Her daughter was 1 pound, and she delivered her daughter through via C-section, right? She had just had surgery, and she was trying to feed her daughter her breast milk. She wanted to give her daughter her breast milk, as a Black mother should be able to. Now, I'm just going to stop and say that if you are a Black mother, I want to encourage you to, even if you feel like you cannot get the supply you want, still keep trying to breastfeed your child. Now, if you don't want to, you don't want to, you don't have to. But at least try to breastfeed your children while in the hospital. If you have to get formula at the store or somewhere else, do that. But while you're at the hospital, try your best to at least try to breastfeed them. I know most mothers can't do that, or a lot of mothers cannot, get their supply in right away. Cool. But at least try, okay? Moving on. This mother basically said that she wanted to give her daughter her breast milk because her daughter was in an NICU and she was underweight and she was 1 pound. The white female nurses declined the breast milk because they had tested the best breast milk and said that they tested it and seen that there was marijuana in it. Now, the Black mother was confused. She responded with confusion, basically. She said that she did not do drugs and they said it was marijuana. She said that she did not smoke. And I didn't know that they tested breast milk, but I mean, I'm sure that's a common thing just to test out, if there's anything in the breast milk that can harm the child. So I'm sure that's something that they do regularly. I don't know. I've never heard of that, but that's probably what they do. Cool. So the mother advocated for herself. I want to pause to say that when I was having my two boys, I was very young. And I did it with my first son. My baby daddy was with me, and that was a weird experience because we were in northern Georgia, and something did happen there, where basically CPS was called on me, my baby daddy, because he had a ankle monitor on. He had just got out of prison and shit like that. So that was something that threw us off. Now he immediately was thrown off, and I get it. When I didn't understand CPS being called, but he was thrown off. Anyways, with my first child, he was born in northern Georgia. I did not experience any issues really outside of that. They were actually good. Second delivery experience with my second son, good. It was a good experience. The only negative thing I could say is that I had a C-section with my youngest son, and they were rushing me. Like, literally the next day, they were trying to rush me out of the hospital. Like, they were pushing me. Literally within hours after having a C-section, they were trying to force me to get up and go to the bathroom on my own after having surgery. Mind you, I had white nurses during my second pregnancy or during my second delivery, and they were trying to force me and rush me to getting up and moving around after surgery, several hours after surgery. They were trying to force me out the room 2 days after. So it was weird at that point. I say that to say that when I was having both my kids, I was very young, and at that point I did not know to advocate for myself. Like, I don't think I could have advocated for myself the way that this creator advocated for herself and her child. And I'm so happy I seen her video because now it educates me and it lets me know just how serious this shit is and just how much I need to grow stronger and wiser and become an advocate, not just for me, but for my children in the future. Had that been me when I was giving birth to my sons, I probably would have said, okay, go ahead, just trusting them because, they're professionals, not really understanding and being educated on truly the racism and the injustice that happens when it comes down to Black babies and Black women. I'm very, very thankful to have seen her video. I'm very thankful to be seeing these videos that educates me and that lets me know just how much I need to advocate for myself and just what's going on, right? I'm going to tag her video just so you can see it as well. Go watch this video. It's very important because you're going to learn some things that I didn't know. And I feel like for every young Black woman out there that either is pregnant or plans on getting pregnant or, you know, has already had children and want more, it's very important that you know and understand what can happen in these rooms, especially when you're by yourself. Getting back to this creator's video, she had basically said that she had to advocate for herself, and it got so bad that eventually they had to call the president of the hospital, and the president of the hospital had to literally advocate for her and step in and tell them, like, look, let her feed her child or else there's going to be a lawsuit. It got that bad. So then she basically said that with her previous sons, I believe she said this, she was not treated like this. She said that she was treated very badly with her daughter, right? So basically, the president had to advocate for this woman, and basically they wanted the president of the hospital asked for the nurses to retest her breast milk, and I believe it came back to be regular. Now, in the midst of these nurses trying to force this woman to feed her baby this formula that they wanted to give her baby, they asked for her to sign some paperwork. She didn't go for it. Thank God. Like, she did not go for it. And once again, just hearing this is literally educating me. It's educating me, just in case I have future babies. It's educating me on what to say, what to do, like what to expect when shit like this happens. Like, she is teaching me how I need to move going forward. So I am very appreciative of this video. But basically, she declined. She was not going for it. She was protecting her child at all costs. So basically, long story short, they wanted to try and test out a formula for her baby to see whatever. They wanted to use a formula, I guess, to test it out, test out the product. Now, I've known this. This is something I've known, okay? If you don't know this, they like to use Black women and Black babies to test out certain procedures and products to see if it works, not giving a damn if it's going to harm that person or that baby. They want to use us as test animals. Okay, they're still doing that heavily today. That is something I've known. I just didn't understand it was with shit so small like this. Like this form, like her saying formula, you would think that it wouldn't be something as small as that. It is something as small as this. Okay, they're trying to test out certain products on your babies, not knowing if it's going to harm your baby, if it's going to kill your child, not knowing anything. They're just trying to test it out. Moving on. In her follow-up video, after all that happened, because her baby was born prematurely, she was 1 pound. Creator said that the nurses predicted that her child was going to be blind. So they offered to do steroids on her child. Mind you, the baby is 1 pound. They said that her baby was going to be blind and that they wanted to do steroids. And the creator asked for more information on how, you know, they were going to go about it. They basically said that they were going to shoot steroids in behind the eyes of the baby, and I don't know what that was going to do. I think they were trying to treat it or some shit. But the creator literally said that there's no, unless you have a cure for blindness, they're not doing, like, she's not going for that. If they don't have a cure for blindness, there's nothing you have to do because there's no cure. So there's no reason for you to do the shit like that. Like, give steroids to a baby. There's no reason to do that because it's not going to cure the blindness. They once again wanted to use that child as a test object. They want to see if that steroid was going to help or not, or what. They want to see what it was going to do for the baby. Thankfully, she said no. She literally followed that up by saying that her baby has the best vision. She has 20/20 vision. Imagine if that mother would have allowed them to shoot steroids in her baby's eyes. That baby would have not only suffered from actual blindness, but probably more issues, if not being unalived. Like, it's very important to really advocate for yourself and to be educated on systematic racism and how deep it runs. Like, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I wanted to bring up a creator as an example, but I might like make a separate video about that. But yeah, this creator literally educated me, and she made me more aware of what I need to do to advocate for myself, how much strength and educated I need to be when it comes down to being in that hospital room, especially when it comes down to giving birth. You have got to be educated as a Black woman. You don't have to know everything, but know when to advocate for your child and for yourself.